mama tell me I'm crazy. I'm just trying to make waves, mama. Got no time for being late, ain't got nothing left to say,
Yo, Dad, Aaron, how the fuck we get here, guys? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Yo, what the fuck is that? No, what the fuck is that? It seems the team's been hesitant. I'll push it through their presence and I'll shine.
All right, guys, we are back again today with the Come Up Podcast, episode 42. And as you can see, sitting with me today,
DAK, aka Alien, happy to be back once again.
absolutely happy to have you back. Our brother
Right.
Karma is taking a sabbatical. The man just likes to leave me up here sitting solo now.
Man, I'm right over here.
So, as you can hear, we have a special guest with us today.
Oh yes.
Yo.
Right here.
I know. Bringing the intro, Gigi Miller. Yes, nice to have you. Thank you.
Thank you for popping out. How was the ride out?
It was cool. It's sunny out. It's hot.
Very hot.
It's
I was-
hot. Like, my car was splitting the heat. But it's cool. It's nice to be out.
Oh yeah, I feel that. I was out in the sun all day,
Were you?
breaking my back. Yeah, I work maintenance for a living, so I was telling these guys I was trying to push a fridge inside of a building and it would not go in. Taller than the door frame. We took the wheels off. Still taller than the door frame. It's like
I'm not paid enough for this shit.
exactly. One of those days you just want to throw in
Yeah.
the hat, you know?
Leave a post-it note on the
Exactly.
fridge.
I'll see you tomorrow, boss.
Try again tomorrow. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's nice to be out. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been cooped up for so long, and
I
mean,
know.
it just feels like the weather's been cold. It's
You
I'm
know
ready for
what
the warmness.
though? On some
For
real
real.
talk, the COVID lifestyle is my lifestyle. But
Oh,
did a lot
yeah?
of people find that for them? Did you find that for yourself? Like,
I
did
mean,
it really
I'm
affect
always
you?
I'm always just
Me
kinda
too.
withdrawn in my zone, you know. I just like being in my environment.
Yeah.
So then, what would you define as the COVID lifestyle?
Well, like me, I'm introverted already. So, like, my bed to a normal person would be a depressed spot, a laid spot. Or, you know, like, you got to get up out of bed. That is my energy spot. No one bubbles in. No, you get what I'm saying? My workstation is there. My energy is there. You know, it's a really, so when everyone was stuck inside, if they forced us outside, you know what I'm saying? They made us run every day. If they made us walk every day, that would be a difference for me.
Really?
Yeah, they made me exercise every day. How they
mean-
made me wear a mask?
I mean, I feel like that's a big difference. I was thinking more like it's mandatory just to like go outside, take a hike every day, type
Oh,
shit.
do you?
Yeah, I love hiking.
Oh.
All that shit.
I'm so sorry.
Bro, nature's what's up,
I
bro.
didn't mean to say
It's
Oh,
okay. Look,
that's so sad. No, that's great. So like you don't feel the of the go take a hike.
Well, I mean, like, it depends. If it's being enforced, I mean, obviously, I tend to rebel against like authority, but
Yeah. How'd you do with the mask?
I barely everywhere.
Yeah.
Only like at work type shit.
So yeah, in reverse, I would never go on a hike. I barely went to the park. It's like how that conversation
Straight
would go.
up.
So yeah, it wasn't much. And to be honest, business was really good. That was the best like time of entrepreneur business. Everyone was getting COVID relief packages. I mean, whether it was somewhere from somewhere. That's why I was telling just the other day, like this entrepreneur journey, it's not for people who are on and off, who want to decide. Because last year on this month, I made 10 grand. This year on this month, I made 1,500. You can make 1,500 and 100 the next month.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not beat for that. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, no, that COVID stunt was, and even for business owners, their loan money was just insane for what they were giving business owners. I personally didn't take advantage of it. I'm scared of government money.
I do not blame you. Yeah.
No, I'm scared of anything the government says here for free. That's why a lot of stuff, you know, but
everything has repercussions eventually.
Yeah. But for business wise, everyone being trapped inside was great for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that a lot as well. I get what you said. You know, this is my power space, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say most of my time is spent in my studio environment. But being home, just being forced to kind of, if you're the right person, it forces you to kind of lock in on your work, you know? Some people, they get just trapped at home and kind of go stir crazy because they don't have a hustle
Right.
or a passion or something they want to follow. It's just like, I can play video games for 2 hours, I can watch 3 hours of
Yeah.
Netflix streaming, and then, do I read a book? What is this, fucking
Right.
1985, you know? Like,
Right. But if it didn't bring a hustle out of you, then you'll never have one.
That's, exactly, yeah, that's another great point.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it's like what I was gonna say is like that's where TCU started growing. Like when COVID hit, we started rising. Like,
Oh,
that was,
yeah.
like, our advantage space.
Yeah, everyone was at home. Everyone was online. Everyone had money. Everyone had it. I mean, it was a great time. But as a business owner, this is the first time it's been normal. I mean, we had a normal president, and then Trump came. Shit wasn't normal, so money was everywhere for those 4 years for me. You know, it was everywhere.
Shit was a Monopoly game for
shit
real.
it was like a party night, like gambling for me. So like it was legit, and now it's like back to
Kind of
the
mellowing back.
normal. But it's like, man, how do we hit that COVID number again? How do we get that COVID like income again? And that is where stuff like this comes in, because now we have to go outside.
Yeah.
Now I have to get on a podcast. Now I have to start showing myself. Now I have to, so
More exposure.
yeah, people want to see my personality. I don't know why. I just know they want to meet me. So, like this is not easy for me, but in order to get the COVID results, this has been my avenue for me, is to just get on camera.
Yeah, you had a couple of years to do all that base building, and now you really get to build the structure up more. You know? So, talking about your business and stuff, when did you first start getting involved in music, in the business side of music?
Okay. In a nutshell, but in a really big nutshell, I have to tell you, when I was when you as individuals, you guys all know, when you say I want to be bigger, you're not talking about the person sitting next to you. You always feel bigger than yourself even. You feel bigger than your town. Is your town a bad place? No, not at all. I always did. And when I was younger, I remember going to the church garage sale, and I stole some heels, and I went and gave an acceptance speech to Jesus, the statues, and the sheep, and Mary. And I was giving my acceptance speech so young. And I remember my mom being like,
So you're a little ahead of yourself, right?
and but it's like, that never correlated into who I am now, but I believe that it's in you.
Yeah.
From before you even know, But yeah, I mean, as far as my journey, I went to the schooling. I went to SIU, Carbondale.
Oh, yeah, nice. Southern Illinois.
I know, I can't go. But that was, every kid should have that experience of leaving home, leaving your small town. I fucked up, but the fuck up.
Most kids do.
And most kids do. But, and everything, just, you learn. If you don't learn, then you kind of have more fun. And I just kind of, you do. You just continue to try to have, like, safer fun. And not so illegal
Moderated a little
fun.
more.
Yeah, like more non-illegal fun. But, no, I had a great time. And then I basically, after that, I came back. And people, where I started, kept telling me I should model. But I'm from Ottawa. I don't want to say where I'm from, but like, I'm from a small town, and do we have those come out of here? Do we have those come out of Laysville? Do we have those come out of, you know what I mean? So it was so foreign to me that I could even be in that realm, but I was like, hey, fuck it. If they see that in me, I'm just gonna be it. and then whatever happens.
You'd be surprised. You ever heard of Maria Kanellis?
Yeah, I danced with her at Jeannie Marie's,
Yeah,
and then
there
she
you-
went off to do the
WWE superstar,
Now she-
modeling. She,
Yeah.
she's from same
Yeah,
hometown.
yeah. I was
Uh,
her little sister too. Was like beautiful.
And then,
Isn't that crazy? Big people of big like towns know each other. Isn't that weird? Like Trey, you know, like that's just. I think that's ironic.
and then we had like hometown hero Michael Hermosillo, who I went to high school with.
Yeah.
He's playing for the Cubs now.
Yeah, I know, right?
He shit. And small town beginning, so it's
It
possible.
is.
It's there.
It is, and it's totally in you. And I started doing the modeling thing. I did it, and I was really kind of good at it.
Pimp and preem, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I was good at it because I was from here, so I didn't sound like them.
Yeah.
I didn't walk like them. I didn't communicate like them. Everything about me was so foreign to these men and
A breath of fresh
yeah,
air.
like they were just like, "Whoa, like what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, they said I could model, but I feel like I could like get paid more if I bring the girls next time." So with that, I worked my way up. I was on the Twisted video, my last video shoot.
What?
Yeah, I was 3 months pregnant, but my boobs looked amazing, so I had to do it. Yes, so I had to do it.
Never
and
missing an opportunity.
no, it just happened to align.
Strikes.
Yeah, and then I got chosen. There was the Love and Hip Hop Chicago that was coming, and never went through. But the person who picked me up, obviously, they really introduced me then to that network, Kewan Williams Crime. He introduced me to B-Lo and the Kilo and Cohart and that network in Chicago, and that's when I did it. But I wasn't from there, so I saw it bigger than Chicago even.
Yeah, more potential.
No, yeah, like Chicago's dope. They were all very clouded in Chicago, but I was like, okay, but I've been to, Myrtle Beach. Like, I want to know what's right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess that was kind of my curiousness was also my indifference, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Just, you wanted to push farther.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do what, I didn't want to be bullshitted anymore. I
Yeah.
wanted someone to give me a direction, step 1 through 10. How do I become a successful model?
Yeah.
Men were guiding me all over the place. I wanted to become a me for artist.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean by that. I wanted it to be no bullshit. There's no hidden agenda.
Right.
There's no taking from you. There's no incentives.
Yeah,
you
little
know.
fucking bullshit in
Yeah,
the
there's no
contracts or-
signing anything. This is just, hey, if you want to register your music and just get paid from your TikToks and your Facebook, this is the step direction. That's it. And I think when I started doing it and people were getting results and they're like, this has got to be a scam. This has got to be a scam. She just, and then, but after that, but in the beginning, I did have a business partner who was a big producer. And I was the educational one. So while he was showing pictures of himself with Nicki Minaj and Wiz Khalifa at the time, which Black and Yellow was big, he brought in a ton of exposure. But with that came scams.
Yeah.
He was taking because people saw him with famous people, they were sending him $3,000, $7,000. And it was just like, I can't work with any of these mainstream anymore. It was getting way too messy. So I just been independent solely doing this.
Do you care to elaborate on the messiness of the mainstream?
Yeah, it's messy. Hate to say too much, but what I was speaking on is how they're getting paid now. For my client to know to pay a producer for an exclusive, they know what the paperwork is that the producer would hand over. Mm-hmm. But if you're not a client, you would think, oh shit, he does an exclusive beat. That's worth $5,000. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost like on a vulturistic. That's what I mean by it's messy.
Just taking advantage of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and then you also say it's also not their fault either because, producers put beats out. They know that can be taken, but you're so thirsty to be heard,
Right.
but all I can say is that that's not cool. It's not cool for anybody to take your content and put your name on it. But let me tell you, with all 600 and whatever clients of mine, they can do it with one swift click of your Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, anybody with a computer,
Anybody.
you know, like
Anybody,
some
but
technical
anybody
knowledge.
any technical knowledge is what it is. So the messiness is the payola.
Yeah.
People paying to be on the radio station, that's illegal.
Yeah.
But
It's the bribery, yeah. It's
yeah,
It's pretty much the equivalent of like lobbying or something. You know?
Yeah.
paying for plays.
Yeah, paying for play. The contracts that I read, like even bleaching skin is just now starting to come out of contract for African American females. The life insurance policies on contracts. I mean, they're in every label's contract.
Yeah, the music industry.
Yeah, yeah. There's life insurance policies on every client, every major industry label. It's within their contracts. So like the whole thing is just kind of like me. I know the money was never the thing. There are millions and millions of independent artists. I can tap into that. I know if you're trying to get numbers, I would like Wiz to shout me out, but I don't want him to shout me out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to come for the music industry. I'm not trying to do any of that. I just know there's a lot of independent artists that just need help.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, you know? So I don't really do too much of this because people make it seem like I'm coming for the industry.
Yeah.
No. No, like, I don't want it. I've been around it. I don't want it. I wish them the best. I don't tap into it. They don't want anything to do with me.
Yeah. So I think that kind of falls in line with like the idea we have for what we're doing. Is,
Yeah.
You know, just kind of building something that runs parallel, but a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, a lot more reasonable, and more transparent for artists. That's important. Major importance is the transparency, you know.
Yeah, 'cause that's basically what I've been like trying to tell the team and like show the area out here. I'm like, look, like we can do what the industry is doing, but build our own industry better and try and make it less tampered and less like potent with negative shit.
Yeah, and I just want to. A lot of people mimic industry moves without the business behind it. If you think Drake puts on a show just to put on a show, you would be crazy that he's not ready for his streams to go up,
Right.
for his sales to go up. I know because I watch these artists who, you know, they want to perform all day. They're mimicking these major moves, but I call it the hamster wheel. Because as soon as you stop doing you and get off, you're in the exact same spot financially. You're in the exact same car. You're in the exact same. Like, that has to almost get exhausting. I personally think it would. I chased the modeling thing for 6 years and was like, no, this 7th chase, I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
Or I'm not doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm walking backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, I have to hire somebody that knows.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I mean, they mimic major moves often, but I don't ever stop it. What I can say is, well, at least record it because you can get paid for past views.
Yeah.
If I can't stop you, then I can at least like prepare you to
Yeah.
register it, you know? So
Yeah, and I mean, along with what you were talking about, kind of the preparation behind, like when Drake does a show, say he goes to Vegas,
yeah.
you know, he's ready for streams on a certain thing to go up. He's probably playing, you know,
Yeah.
a song he's fucking unreleased.
Oh yeah.
A couple
Oh yeah.
months prior to get people just
Oh,
ready
yeah.
for it. They already know the lyrics
Oh yeah.
before it even comes out.
And
you
and
know?
even in the accounts that they register in, like they ask 30 to 45 days before you even
Right.
talk about it. Have it in here so we can pick it up, and other countries were prepared, and other like it's not a lot of people will hire me and be like, I got a whole album to release next week.
Right, yeah, it's not that you gotta send it to stores. They have to run through it, process it for their systems.
And two, let's pump the brakes. If you're talking about business, as much as you want to move forward, you can't bully me into doing your strategy. So what we're gonna do is learn first. You're going to register all the past music you've had out. Get your back pay. I want you to have that that result of money or a result, because once I get a result to you, you will be working so much quicker. And that was one of my biggest things when I started my business. So like when someone hires me, the first thing I do is put them in the community of all the clients. And then the second thing I do is I send them a questionnaire, a 19 thought-provoking question for their biography. With that, their biography is done within like 3 to 7 days. As soon as you get a result, it's easier to get you to show up to the meeting the second time, because you know another result's coming.
Yeah.
And if I can do that second result and execute it within 7 days too, which I try to do within 48 hours, then you show up for the third one with no problem.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like that's been my way of working with them and getting results out of my clients quicker. If I didn't do that, I would have to wait till they contact me, or, you know, procrastination's everyone's
Downfall.
downfall. So yeah.
That's just a testament of how well you do what you do, is be able to like just have the work itself like
Oh,
bring
yeah.
people back, and
It's constant.
People
I
know.
love it. I love it. But what's really cool is once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. So like say for instance, if you were to hire me and you learn it, you can come to me and ask me questions like, hey, I got a new videographer. He doesn't know how to code the videos. I'll teach you all on that. But you know so much, you just now, I contact you 2 years later and you got a team and you got 16 artists underneath your song, right? You know what I mean? Like, you just ran with it. So do I have to stay in constant conversation with all 700 of them? No. About 400 of them are student turned master.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
sharks. You know what I mean? Like, and I teach them to be sharks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, because what I say is, why this person paid me, you didn't, and you know what I do. So, do you think I think it's his responsibility to tell you? No, you chose not to pay me. You get what I'm saying? So I teach my clients, this game is sold, not told.
Right.
If that was the case, DJ Khaled would be sitting in every interview, like giving his sauce up, but he don't. He says, go harder.
Right.
Period. Like, he's off the mic after that. He don't say nothing else. Just go harder. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But yeah, so
Nice. So your company that you started
yeah,
recently,
Yeah.
Next Level.
Gigi Miller. You know what? Okay, so Next Level, it was always that. That was the business partner in the beginning with the producer, and
Okay.
he gave it that. But when I started going into LLC and setting up my like WW and my domain, Next Level was like $22,000 because it was so used. So there was a waiting list for someone else who owned it to start. You know what I mean?
Just a
like,
bunch of hoops
yeah,
to-
like on vanity level, on Facebook, on Twitter, it worked. But when it came to like real business sit downs, like we couldn't use Next Level.
It wasn't justifiable.
No, it wasn't. And it was so, you look up Next Level on Google and it was just so overused. Yeah, it wasn't fun anymore. And it didn't describe, I think it misled, for me, what I do. I'm not in the business of making you famous. Now, what you know could result in fame and money, but I'm not in the business of making you famous. So I don't want someone coming to me and being like, take me to the next level. No. No, I teach you the business. I'm going to get you paid. I'm going to make sure you're straight. But I'm not in the business of taking you to the next level.
Yeah.
Exactly, 'cause that's on them.
Yeah. And the people who, oh, I don't want to sound like a hater.
It's okay.
gonna
You sound
say-
like a hater.
Okay,
It's okay.
I'm
Do
gonna-
it.
No, I was gonna
Do
say,
it.
yeah,
Do
no.
it.
You know what's crazy is the people who like say that they can do that. I always look on their page after a client brings it to me, and they have like 400 followers and like 2,000 friends. If someone said I can help you get that BMW, I would think you have 3 in your garage. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense for all those people who could do that and do that for me, you know. So that may sound like a hater. I'm not knocking your hustle. I'm just saying you can't promise like clout.
I'm just working on the nails.
Yeah,
That's it.
like you just can't. I just say you can't promise clout and like people. That's why the numbers and social media is just like, man, I hate doing this, but it verifies. It really does. Like I don't care if anyone offers marketing. I'm going straight to their. If they don't have more followers than me, I don't want any advice from you.
That's like what Kanye said. I don't take success from people. I don't take advice from people less successful than me. type
Yeah, I mean, and you don't even have to be successful. You just don't have to be a liar.
shit. Fair
Like,
enough.
like if you could put me on, then why can't you put you on?
Yeah, if you haven't
Yeah.
done it, how are you gonna tell me how it's done?
Yeah,
Right.
true. I just made a video about that today. True. Just spray and pray, that type of marketing. Like, just say anything and hope anyone sticks to it and likes my content, you know, but... Yes. They call that the spray and pray, or like, what's the one where the...
Yeah, just throwing anything at a wall.
Yeah,
hoping
they
it
call
sticks,
it
you
throw
know?
jelly at the wall and just hope it sticks.
As soon as you said that, all I could think of was Kanye, like all this stuff that retweets from him. I'm like,
He
okay.
fucking loses it. You know what? That one interview where he's like, "How do you do it, Sway? How? Tell me how, Sway." I was like, "Oh my God! If he only
You don't
knew
got the
me!
answers.
If he only knew me! Oh my God! Kanye doesn't even know me, and I'm standing here like, this is how, Kanye. We can do this together. Like,
I got the
yes,
answers.
and it is. Gee, I see so many interviews where I'm like, they really like. But do I let myself be known to Kanye? Industry wise, do I want the Diddy to know me? Fuck no, I don't want those fucking problems. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them problems. I don't want that smoke. I live a peaceful life now. Like,
There's a lot that comes with. all of
yeah,
that.
but when you're talking about you want to get in a tax bracket, it's a chess play.
There's a balance between it. You gotta find that balance.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's hard to ride.
And then being a female in it.
Yeah, I cannot imagine just a little brush offs and
You
like
know-
a little.
In the beginning, FBG and a bunch of them up in Chicago. When I first started going to Chicago, I was mute because like everyone would be like, "Where are you from?" She must be from Cali, cause like the way I spoke.
She ain't from around here.
Like, yeah, and I literally was in my early 20s and I was doing the modeling thing, but I was like mute when I would go around, like. But then I started thinking, like, I don't know what you're saying either, so I don't know, like, who's more fucked up, you know? So, yeah, but what ended up being is, like, they literally got to the point where they were like, okay, we're going to use you. And I've always asked for everyone past this, use me. Use me, I'm a woman. While you guys walk into the businesses, you guys have to go to the front desk. I walk past everyone. I go up the escalator. The men come out of the offices to see if they can help me. You guys have to knock on the door, ask if they're available. See, no, they come out and see if they can help me. Like, they were the first team that really, like, utilized me as a businesswoman.
Yeah,
That was really cool. Rest in peace, Doc. But that was really cool. Like,
kind of navigated you in that path.
well,
or-
they just kind of like made me pull out like a whole other, like I knew it was in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like they made me, and when I did that role, I was like, okay, I can keep this crown on. Like I
can
can,
jiggle with this
yeah,
shit.
like I could really like be a leader in a sense, I guess. And I don't know.
So it was basically just the right environment to help you like engage what you've been.
Make me have to be somebody that I didn't think I was ever gonna be.
Yeah.
And you never turn
Oh, but
back.
I was the person in the closed room. You know what I mean? Like it made me be that person outside in the world, and I didn't know how the world was gonna take to it. But I'm Gigi Miller now, and clearly the world took to it. So you know, like that's just, I think that was something so pivotal. So yeah.
That's poetic.
Yeah, I think
Thanks.
just from our short conversation here, you seem real genuine. So I think it's
Yeah.
easy for the world to take to that when they see someone's being, forefront with them and truthful and genuinely, might want to help them out, because let's be honest, in this music industry, like you said before, there's a lot of people out here who just kind of like, I can make fucking
Yeah.
so much money off this guy, fucking
Yeah.
for my own profit. They're looking out for themselves, and they're
Yeah.
not really looking out for you. So to have, people that you could rely on or fall back on for, fundamental building blocks of knowledge, like questions. How would I go about, generating revenue here or this way or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Good job with what you're doing.
Thanks. And to anybody who's listening, entrepreneur, and to you guys, in the beginning and still is, it's me. I trusted a lot of people along the way, and it was okay for the season that I trusted them, but they did not stay for a purpose reason. And that's okay that your team shifts. Not everybody, you guys are going to go to another level past this. And you know what I mean? And I've made peace with everybody in the past. I don't have no problems, you know, but I definitely always want to tell people, I am my team. I've been my team. I'm my motivation. Self-discipline is some shit that just can't be taught.
Right.
Emotional discipline, for me not to, when I had people coming at me, I didn't get online and said I'll say one thing. Emotional discipline cannot be taught. Like I can teach you the process all day, but there's just some shit that comes with this that just you have to have instilled in you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times people don't tap in, artists don't tap into the entrepreneur that they have to be in order to sell their song. They think that they can just sell their song talking about the song, but you're really being an entrepreneur without trying to be one, you know? And that has to be exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know
you're
what
just
I
kind of
mean?
spinning your wheels a little
you're
bit.
just spinning. You're just spinning. So, yeah, I just always want to make sure I let other entrepreneurs and any other listeners know there's nothing grand about this.
No.
There's nothing grand about this. I've slept in airports and trains and planes and automobiles. There's months I couldn't afford anything, and there was months that I could take my son on 3 vacations. It's such, but you just never. I do have an advantage. I don't quit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Drive.
It's that, and like you gotta put in more work into entrepreneurship than a 9 to 5.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's really not for the weak-hearted.
Yeah.
Like,
And when I quit my 9 to 5, it was no decision. I had my 2-bedroom townhouse. I had my cars. I was working in the medical field. There was no plan. There was no, in 6 months, we're going to save and get them. No, I literally was at work and put a note on my DON's door and left. I never went back to the job.
You were nursing?
I was.
Nice.
I was in nursing. I did.
I worked maintenance at a facility, so I recognize
Okay,
the
yeah,
term.
I did CNA. Yeah, I did CNA at the geriatrics and the nursing homes and stuff. So
Nice.
shout out to all the CNAs. Yeah, definitely, I did that, but I tap my finger every day. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I see so many people who are prepping to go into the entrepreneur. Not one entrepreneur that I sit with, talk with, mentor with. Not one of us prepped.
Yeah.
No.
You just dive in. You
No,
just-
I knew I had rent due in 3 weeks. I knew I had a car payment. I knew it. What I ended up doing is just selling everything and moved down to Miami.
You learn how to swim by getting in the pool.
Yes. And if I would have never done that, I would not be sitting on this couch. I would have played it safe my whole life. But yeah.
Good for you.
Well, I
That's an
mean,
accomplishment.
but it was like, in the big picture, it looks like an accomplishment, but at the time, it was, oh, fuck. My mom, on the drive home, I was just like, oh my God, should I turn around and erase it? Like, no, the other girls already saw it. What am I going to tell my mom? Fuck, my landlord's going to be on my ass. Like, it was not, none of those moments feel good.
Yeah.
At the moment, yeah.
None of
like-
those moments feel good. Let
feel
me
like
tell you.
most people who reach some type of level of success, though, especially coming from like where you aren't already wealthy, like most people have to go through things like that to get there. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
That's a very common.
Oh, yeah.
There's that old saying, you know, you need the rain to realize how fortunate you are to see
Yeah.
the sunshine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. So like, the number one motivation I have right now is Russ. I listen to what is it? The book.
It's All in Your Head.
It's all in your head. I listen to that. On
Russ is
repeat.
really dope.
Yes, absolutely. I listened to that, and I just seen a post recently, and it said, "Struggle today so you can succeed tomorrow."
Yeah.
And like, those are things that I've like built my foundation off of.
Yeah. Well, and I want you to know, like I tell people all the time, the journey is success. When
Yeah.
you guys bought that light, that was a part of your success. When you got that screen, that was a part of your success. And the fact that it's together, it's like if I am a person of I believe heavily in the energy every morning. I sit up. I tell it that I am ready to receive all of my blessings. I will receive it. I
Some
literally-
morning affirmations.
Yeah, I do. Like that's a real practice, but it's a peaceful practice for people who are going into the entrepreneur day. I have to fucking believe I can do this shit
It's-
today.
Yeah, you're mentally fortifying yourself. You
And
know?
it makes me okay with being in my situation right now. I am at peace with what I have. I have a lights, I have my roof, I have health, I have all of these things. I'm at peace with it. But I think it gives me, but God's not done with me yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for people who are like, man, it's just not changing. Well, it doesn't change. I've been in the same house for 6 years. It doesn't change quick. So that's one thing I definitely, if I ever get on a platform, I like to tell people that the genuine transition is years.
Yeah.
And the transition is the success.
Yeah, everyone loves to see it as an overnight thing, but
Yeah.
the reality of it is it's never an overnight thing.
I have an influencer in Chicago who you pay him and he has a studio, but you can also do a private jet, or he has houses or anything, and you pay him. And you know how people say you spend money with people who look like money. So me, I would, I don't sit in a Lamborghini, open the door and talk about my awesome project. You know what I mean? But if you there are people who just, I can't fake the funk. Even if I went and sat in a jet and talked about it, how the fuck do you do your next video?
Well, there's that, and at the core of yourself, you start to almost feel guilty faking it.
Yeah. And you know that people expect a jet life out of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was thinking of as you were talking about your video content, I'm like, oh, my commercials and stuff. And one of the feedbacks that people were telling me, it was like, your videos are new, and yeah, they're pretty unedited, G, but we can tell it's you. We can tell it's in a house that's probably yours.
yeah, you feel real at home there.
It's probably yours. It's not some chandeliered out double stairways. You know what I mean? It's really my bedroom. You know what I mean? And I think okay, I'm onto something. Don't go the route of the Lamborghini. Don't go the route of the balconies. Don't go the route. Just connect. People want to be in your bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be in your car with you. You know?
In this plastic world, everybody craves realness, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And now there's so many advertisements with sponsorship. What do you...
Yeah, things are just constantly.
Yeah, it's just constantly. And I think that's one thing with me is I don't sell a book. For every client I work with you directly.
Yeah.
We talk on the phone directly. We email directly. So I can't be one that has 5,000 clients, So, can I market myself and pay for whatever? Yeah, but would I be ready as a business owner for that flux? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So.
You ever see yourself being there in the future?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, right now, it's kind of interesting because a lot of my clients are like, let me work for you. Let me do what you're doing. Just break us off a part of the payment. So I was like, if that's the case, I could have 500 little Gigi's. And these 500 little Gigi's could be working with all of these other, and it could be that big, but.
Does the fear ever come about when you think about that of maybe one of them for say wanting to work for you, but possibly end up tampering it in the end? Does that ever cross your mind?
Yeah, but I dare them.
Right.
And I think sometimes,
Right, I love that. Can you say that again?
I fucking dare you. You know what I mean? Because business isn't always fucking pretty. You get what I'm saying? So for me though, I think it's the kind of thing before we even start, I'm a real person, and I got clients everywhere. So that means don't
Don't do it.
just don't. You don't want the smoke. You know what I mean? And two, I've been in this industry. I did my first music video in 2010, 2009, and it was on and popping from then. And then I got a bunch of models, girls, and did it. And so I know a lot of people. And do you want to be on the bad side of my conversation when I'm on the phone with somebody?
Get redlined real quick.
Yeah,
Huh?
like, and that's why branding is so important. I always tell people, like, what I say to someone on the phone about you is your brand.
Yeah, it's important to make a good name.
You
Good
can post
business.
all day, but if I say something fucked up about you on that phone, they're not going to believe a single post. They're going to go off of what people say.
Yeah, that court of public opinion can be either real good for you or
Yeah.
real,
And they
real
like me.
excruciating.
Yeah.
And that's why like I've like been careful. I think us as a whole have been careful on like who's entered in the teams. Like it's a brand. So
Yeah.
If one person gets out of line, now they're gonna fall back on the brand and be like, okay, well that whole brand's tampered because of that person.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually just did a it's funny that you said that. Like, we were doing splits on a song and the artist wanted to know, like, one artist wanted to license it to everybody, which means licensing gives like Xbox, anything that plays music,
Right,
commercial,
right.
gives them permission to pay it. They don't have to ask, but they must pay.
Right.
Well, the one was like, well, I'm vegan, so I don't want anything that has to do with like meat or dinner. And I was like, you guys weren't ready. I told you to sit down and have these
Right.
conversations before you went forward, because now we're at a standstill because he wants to take his personal stance with his music now.
Yeah, he doesn't want Tyson Foods to use his beat for a commercial or whatever.
This is above my pay grade. You guys need to figure this out. And when you come back to me, but like, I think people think business is something easier to do when the song's done. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
It's much easier to talk to everybody when everybody's in the room
Right.
and it's happy and the music hasn't been made and
Yeah, you
like,
don't want to have a finished product and then not know what to do with it. You'd rather have a plan for it or just not have the product
Yeah.
at all, you know?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
waste the time, the money, the resources to do something if you don't have a stable, proper plan for it, you know?
But that's the thing, like when artists, that's why I don't get why people don't hire me. Okay, Dak, you're an artist and you haven't hired me and you know what I do. You are like hundreds of them following. What is it?
Currently, for me, it is my financial situation. 'Cause
Okay.
I was going to subscribe.
And please, if it's not financial, if you're like, you're a bitch,
No,
like,
I'm for
please be
real.
honest.
Because I was dead ass gonna do it
Okay.
in February. Because you had the deadline on February 14th. Right before that happened, some shit happened and my car got impounded. I ended up paying like $500 to get my car out, and then it broke down, a whole bunch of shit, lost
Life's a
my job.
bitch.
Yeah, so that's literally what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and God, okay, well, rehearse it. I already have ASCAP. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, the general answers are very much more like, I already got that. I already know that. I already, and no one's going to chase you to help you. I hope you're realizing that. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that a lot of people, but your answer was so okay, and blessings to your car, and I just put you on the spot, and just your answer was just so soft. I was ready for you to rip into me like Tiny Tim on a ham. You didn't.
It's real shit.
I know that was really real. Like so.
No, I do like the fact that you said like no one's really gonna help you. Like you have to help yourself.
Oh, no one's gonna chase you to help
Exactly.
you.
So like it's really cool to see that because like him and I had this conversation. He was wondering like why we weren't doing this with him, why we weren't doing that with him. And it's not for say that I didn't want him to do it. It's just I was so focused and enticed on it. And then like once he realized that like I wasn't gonna drag him to get him to do it, all of a sudden he started putting in that work and like he's like right by our side with everything. I'm like, all right.
Isn't that funny how it works?
I love it.
Isn't that funny? That's definitely no one's gonna chase you to help you, and even when they do catch up to help you, they're not really gonna give you the real advice for help. I'm sorry, I stopped networking probably about 2012 because it was bullshit. I would travel, babysitter, hotels. You guys know if you want to go to Cincinnati, do a networking event, how much goes into that, all to get there. And hey, yeah, oh yeah, you made that. That was dope. Good, yeah, no, let's catch up. Send me your email.
The total runaround.
Oh my God. I mean, you just felt like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And why do I need these people to like me or know me. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna trust my own dopeness. I'm gonna put myself on, because really their agenda is them, and unless I do something to help their agenda, they're not gonna pay attention to me.
Right. Yeah, they're not going to validate you. You have to validate yourself.
Yeah, and guess what? Now they found out I'm the plug.
That's dope, though. That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, it's come full circle. It really has.
Dope shit.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that, like, they probably have it within themselves to be that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like okay, so a lot of my clients who make, like, I just had one artist who did over 64,000 in this past 3 months, because you get paid every 3 months. He just knows the business. He knows how to license his music. And not only that, but since he knows how to register music, he can register you, me. He can register anyone. And if their song gets chosen for a show, he gets that payout. Now, people are like, oh, how do you get that money? How do you get that? I can't tell you to stop focusing on showcases, but his money is coming from licensings. His biggest payout was Palatine. The freaking exercise bike. You know what I mean? Like, so that lets him know, like, I didn't have to do a show. I didn't have to, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. And that's what I think, and he gets 3 to 20 likes of status. You would never guess he just dropped 60K in a bank account for his music if he's getting 20 likes. But I know a lot of famous broke rappers.
Yeah.
Especially the old.
So that's really important for independent artists to know, is that they can make a living just based off of streaming revenue and pushing it, and to get syncopated in different shows or different types of media, you know, and actually make a living off that, as opposed to grinding to sell merch
shows. And the reason why you see artists grinding so hard is because artists like Snoop and them, they only get paid if they perform.
Right.
So, like, while you're out there mimicking their big moves, they're doing that because they don't get their streaming royalty.
Right,
you
and
know?
that's all that music business bullshit we were talking about before, where everything's so fucking screwed up and mutilated, and I feel bad for these older artists, and, like, as much as varying viewpoints as I have with Kanye West, I will agree with him with, you know, the trying to get artists their own masters back and owning their actual music and their streaming for those, especially those older artists, because the contracts that they're locked into now.
Yeah. You know, I think, okay, so to backtrack on the Kanyes and the contracts and that avenue. So when I first started, I got contracted by somebody who, you know, everyone gets contacted by somebody in Illuminati. It was just what it was. You know what I mean? Ended up being something so bizarre. Ended up being where I met with them in Chicago and ate with them at dinner. And when you get to the party, you had not only to prick your finger, but you had to turn over your cell phone, and you had to sign a contract for a TEP, which is a total exchange of power. I was 23, something like that. It was enticing because, you know, but it was so fucked up. And that's why I'm like, so the Kanyes and the ones who follow through, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the ones who follow through, and now they're like owned, and they're trying to, and they're out there like pulling hair out and drugged, and like they're the ones who follow through. I sit here in my small town without my Porsche. Without my fame, and I think of that meeting, and I think of that, and I stopped following them because it does make you feel some type of way. They continued on, and they live awesome lives.
Yeah, a total exchange of power,
TEP.
huh?
Yeah.
TEP. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
It's like there's a few of them because there's something like it goes on a different, but like yeah, that's like, and that's when for me that's a sex term. So like I was not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm from here, so like, as you're like, can you explain what exchange is?
Well, just exchange of power. Like,
Can we explain what?
let's
like,
go into the fine print of this
Yeah,
contract. Really.
like when, and the whole like handing over my phone, like just everything about it, just made me
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. It made me kind of. It was really for the boys. You know what I mean? Like, it was really for the boys, but like, it just made me extremely uncomfortable, and I never saw them again. I never contacted them again. I never, you know what I mean? I get told that I'm watched and I'm doing their whatever work by helping the general public.
Doing the bidding.
Right, like doing the bidding, but I really, I'm close with God and all my angels. So like, but when I see the Kanyes and them spinning, I can't imagine if I would have followed through. I can't imagine. I almost see like them, and I'm just like, you guys. When I didn't take that, and I came back here, I was pissed. I was pissed that I couldn't get that stuff without going through that. Like, I was pissed. Like, I was like, now I gotta like grind harder just so I can get that and show them that I didn't need that. But then you realize like, oh, that's how they get all that, is because they did that. So like, it's such a weird thing. Like,
You still bring up like you have like a really strong will, because like that's a lot of temptation.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I never came from real poverty. I never came from, you know what I mean? Like, I have great parents.
The temptation wasn't enough.
I
almost.
didn't want to dig my way out. I wasn't running from home. You know what I mean? Like, LA was not the Emerald City to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Not the be all end all.
No, but I can see. Sure. So like, I can see how that can happen, but like,
Were you the only one there who was like not cool with everything going on?
the two guys went.
You wanted to delete after 30 days?
No, never delete. The two guys went. The two guys. As a matter of, God, I don't. It's like, I mean, it was an experience that I kind of speak on, but it was so swift.
Yeah.
They really romanced me online, though. I was not who I was now. This was in the very beginning. And it was almost like they knew who I was going to be. When I think back of it now, the way they spoke, like, you're going to take this over. You got ideas that like no one's spinning, like, you know,
So essentially, they were trying to capitalize and like take you.
yeah,
for
they
their
were.
team
Like, I
before you
probably
could do
would
it
have
on your
been,
own.
like, sitting with Kanye, but I also would have been crying, too.
Yeah, right. Or worse, yeah, it spiraled out on
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Or just, I love myself and I wasn't lost, you know? So, like, I wasn't, no. And I guess in a sense, when I grew up with the phone, kind of basically. I got it in 8th grade. So I've done, as you're going into anything industry, this is always a topic that comes up. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like a total surprise when they brought it to me in Messenger and then sat down at the table and talked about it. It wasn't that. It was more like, okay, I'm kind of interested. This is a smooth transition. Maybe this is all I have to do is go out to dinner with these guys. And then when we got there and like the contract and the, like, that's when, like, I was just like, oh, but I was pissed. Like, why can't God give me the Lamborghini? I know that sounds horrible, but but that's, you get what I'm saying? Like, that was like my real thought. Like,
Well, I mean, especially probably at that point you were at in life, I'm
Yeah.
sure you feel like I worked
Yeah.
fucking hard enough. I should be.
Yeah.
You know, why do I have to?
I was working in the medical field then, and I just wanted a way out, and that was when I thought I had to plan my exit. So what's a better way than to join the Illuminati, get rich, and leave? Woo! Good thing I didn't take that one. But I did. I put a note. I emptied my house and took the little $3,000 and lived off of $5 subs in Florida and started over. Yeah.
Made it happen, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm very grateful that you did that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys.
you have a network of artists who I'm sure are really appreciative of the fact that you did that.
Like temptation's always there, and it's always the like what would have happened. But at the end of the day, you always have like the higher purpose.
Yeah.
It's like eventually that starts to come to fruition. You start to see why everything played out the way it did.
Oh, definitely. And you know, if someone came to you guys now and was like, if you do this, I can give you a yacht and a condo in 6 months. You would almost like, you're almost.
She said that shit like Donald Trump. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys caught
Did
that.
I? Oh wow, because maybe it sounded. Yeah. With my orange hair.
I'll get you everything
I
you
just
ever
noticed the
wanted.
color of my hair. Oh shit, he really is bald. No, but I was almost kind of like comfortable, you know, like if this is a scam, I can't give up my house.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not in that. I don't know. It was yeah. I don't speak on it often. I don't know what's censored or watched by all means with what I do, but I
Right.
do like to tell people that you do have the option.
There's a lot that
My
might come with
motivation was never money. My motivation was never wraparound garage. My motivation was never to sign anything. I didn't have a motivation then. So, like, if you were about to bring that to me, I kind of didn't need it. But, I mean, I guess I could have a yacht. You know what I mean?
Never hurt anybody.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
never hurt anybody. But, like, it was never any motivation of what, like, that route could do for me.
I feel like that was probably just like the first stage of whatever it is
Yeah.
that shit goes through.
Yeah. I mean, I think they try to get their claws in anybody that's like, mine was they liked that I had influence over mass crowd. That was their big thing. And they still say that they like that and and then I'm working towards their cause. But I mean, you know, to me, I just feel like, well, if I'm working towards your cause of breaking down the music industry, then whatever, you know what I mean? Like, if that's the big, you know, if that's the big surprise at the end, then whatever. But I just don't ever go on a tour of, let's take down the music industry, sign yourself. Well, you know what, I don't.
That's what I represent as an artist personally. So
Yeah, like, I'm cool with what happened, but I don't want to make, like, I don't want to make any waves with any of them.
Yeah, it happened and it's
So,
over with.
shit.
That it's all done now.
Yeah, I like just being helpful to the indie artists, the artists like yourself in small towns, the artists that are even disabled ones. I have disabled artists who will never do a show that are, you know, like, that's real.
It is real, but it's important for them to know
have-
they can still do music. you know?
like you don't have to be the star, and you don't have to be clouded up with likes to get money off of this. Like this,
Right.
It is all just knowing how it works. So yeah, that's really.
So we're nearing the end of the podcast. Great conversation so
Yeah,
far.
thank
I
you.
want to give you a chance to. I know you have artist development classes that you advertise and you teach for. Talk a little bit
Yes.
about that.
Okay.
Name your pricing for our listeners. You know, promote yourself a bit.
Okay. Yeah. No. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Gigi Miller on all social medias. What I do is I teach the artist music business development. So what that means is I will teach you the paperwork. If anyone's ever came to you and said you got your paperwork together, you know all that little kind of conversation, I'm that person, and I really take pride in the way that I teach it. I teach it as if it's an online course. I take you to each account. I think it's important to know, you know, it's one thing if you're like, hey, I want to register the song so I can make my money. Yeah, but let's explain why you have ASCAP.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you why you have Sound Exchange. Because if you don't understand why you have it, then you'll never be able to make it work for you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, I think some people jump right in it and they got, you know, the release that they want to do, but then they're like, whoa.
Kind of. It's a lot.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot, but this is not that fucking hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. Once you learn
I
to
should have
navigate, but
been
that's
did this,
Yeah.
you know? So what the process that I do, I walk you through, just you and I, one-on-one, and that is just a $200 one-time fee. But what's really cool is instantly, if you get off of here, you hire me, you get into the community. I have over 680 clients, so you are not the first one at all. I know I take pride in the community I built. They are talking on a level that artists in a studio don't talk on.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know that conversation, you're not going to be in it. So it's an executive level. We're not talking about beats and stuff. We're talking about paperwork and how to deal with the producer that contacted you and stuff like that. I write up a personal biography, a professional one, and then we go ahead and do the process. Now I've added a new service to where a lot of artists are like, gee, I don't have time for this shit. They don't say that. But I believe
Not
that's
those exact words.
I know, but I think that's what they say when they're being very nice and they're like, I just don't want this. Like, I do also do the service for you, and I do up to 20 songs. So, Dak, if you were like, hey, gee, like, no, I don't have time to learn it. I'm doing my stuff. Can I just pay you? It is a one-time fee of $750. I upload 20 songs. Now, let me, like, really put the spin on this. When we're uploading your songs into your accounts, it's your accounts. So anything is coming to your bank accounts, it's all you. You don't have to think of just you. You could not even be not one of your songs. You could hire to register his song for him, and now you have 20 artists underneath your label. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I could register 20 other artists' songs under you. Well, and you're basically building a label without even having to touch not a single thing. So a lot of artists are like, oh, that's cool, because I want to let you know it can be 20 of your songs or 20 of someone else's if you want to build a label. Right. But I also, my grandma taught me two things. It's good to pray for somebody and put them in a position to make money. It's also a position for you to make money. At $750, if you handed that out at $100 a piece to register their song, that's a $2,000. That's $2,000. If I get 20 artists to hand me $100 to register their song, that's $2,000. That's a 15, numbers, $1,520 profit off of a $750 deposit. So I'm not only just about like, hey, let's register your music. I want to put you in position to make money. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, this is no scam. This is like, hey, this is the business. This is how it gets taught. If you want to learn it, you can learn it dead on. I think that's a great thing, because when we're registering your work, you want to know what we're saying. Right. It's very transparent, but you want to know. But if you don't want to do that, we can set it up for you. I'll do it for you myself. Very transparent. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for letting me share that. Because a lot of people are like, she's on Facebook, but how do I work with her? What's the step after this? So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming on and explaining, exactly what you do. Hopefully our listeners take heed of this. Hit Gigi up. She can help you guys out. This has been an excellent conversation. Yeah. Thank you again for popping out. We really do appreciate this.
Yeah,
it's been an awesome one.
Hell yeah, it's been a great interview.
Yeah.
You guys want to promote anything you guys got coming out real quick before we end the episode?
I got Peace coming soon by the end of the month, man. Been working on it for a while. I've been telling y'all about it. It's about that time.
As somebody who's heard this project, be ready to tune in. It's fantastic. The brother Dak has put a lot of work into this project. And again, with every project, you just hear the evolution and the progress of the skills. We're getting further. The team is always progressing. Ready to have new shit for you guys always. My album, Good Morning, dropped last Friday, May 6th. You guys can go stream it everywhere you can right now. Aaron the Rapper.
DAK, aka Alien. Peace.
And Gigi, you're good.
Thank you. Sorry.
Karma in the background.
And Karma's bitch ass in the background. This has been episode 42 of the Come Up Podcast. And once again, thank you.
Oh,
we
thank
really
you guys for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Awesome conversation. To our viewers, till next time, me and Dak will be back at you. Peace.
Show me that y'all got it scary. I'm starving in the dunes. Y'all acting like Nigeria. We're begging for some food. Diana's coming soon. So praying now my prey when I start hunting for my tool. Cause my mind's been on the dark side, like the fears that I consume. when it's time for liftoff, I'll be in your altitude, soaring like a spaceship, so you better not be basic, or I'ma use you as my fuel and attack your ass in public, cause I thought your name was fuck 'em out of limits, I don't know what else to do, tell that to give me